So, Nomad Rec, not going to spend all night on Nomad, but figured we could watch one game, right? This game is going to be, oh, Noboru placing, smart, the Killer Bee wordplay, smooth like silk. Smooth like silk. All right, so we are going to see Slam, Flu, and Alice. On one team, we will see Bilal, Bustos, and Noboru on the other. Alice is my favorite Nomad player, so I'm very happy to be watching a rec with Alice. Yeah, so let's work our way through. For the moment, we are going to see Slam dropping his TC in a very, very nice place. Slam's going to have gold, stone, wood, and 3 boars in a berry patch right next to his initial TC. That is an absolutely beautiful starting location. Bustos, on the other hand, will have... actually, let's go team by team. So Slam is there. His teammate Alice will be where? Alice is on the very close to Slam, actually. She's going to have a huge patch of sheep, a nice safe wood line, a relatively close stone pile, relatively close gold pile, a couple of boars close by, and she can fish the central lake. If we look, that central lake is not connected. So Alice is going to dock the middle. She's going to be close to Slam. Quickly, where is Flu? Flu is in green. Flu is actually relatively close to Slam as well, so this is a little bit like a 3v3. All 3 players from one team are on this corner. Flu is going to have a safe wood line, a couple of gold piles, a boar. Food is a little more scarce for him than the other players, but he's going to be just fine working his way through. On the other team, we have Noboru. Noboru here playing in blue as usual, going to have a TC up on the front. Why is Slam asking for sheep? He's got like 3 boars right beside his TC. Interesting. Noboru here is going to have a safe wood line. As far as anything else goes, he's got to walk a little ways. On the front, though, look at this. Noboru with a whole crap load of sheep. Absolutely beautiful amount of sheep here for Noboru. Going to be a nice early game for him. Also has a couple of deer close by, but as far as everything else, oh man, look at the food for Noboru. Absolutely beautiful for him. His closest teammate will be Bilal. Bilal will be playing as Chinese, have those extra villagers in the early game. We'll have gold on the front, luring in a boar now. Has tons of resources. Look at this interesting little back pocket area. 3 stone piles and a gold pile in between Noboru and Bilal. There's also tons of food here. This is a really nice spot of this map. Absolutely going to be useful. Peter Piper. Yeah, and finally, Bustos, the final player here on the Team 1, I suppose we'll call him. Bustos is going to be Persians. He will have a nice wood line, but he has a dearth of food, I believe would be the right word. He will have a dock down, I assume. Yep, he'll have a dock down to grab some food early on. He will find these boars, but it's going to be a little bit of a long lure. I think he can do it. He'll be able to lure in some boars, some berries here as well, but man, Bustos not with a whole lot of food. So in the end, I think it's Bustos and Flu who might have the least good maps for their respective teams, but Alice and Slam have fantastic maps, and so do Noboru and Bilal. So a fairly even game. Bilal in the pocket could be very useful. In this case, though, Slam in the pocket, that is one nasty player to have in the pocket. He's going to do a good job over there. Bustos, notably on the edge here, will be able to run across the middle unless Alice walls this. Alice likes to wall up. This would be a nice place to wall for her. Bustos usually puts some pressure on in the early game. That seems to be Bustos's, at least that's how I remember Bustos playing quite a few of the games that I've watched. All right, so we work our way through. I hope Alice wins. Yes, I love me some Alice. Ooh, we're going to see a couple hits on that villager. I thought we were going to see one go down to the boar. Let's watch Alice. Alice has a villager walking across the map with a mallet in his hand. Alice loves to wall up, and hopefully we will see some aggressive walling. Love to see Alice wall someone into their own area. I'm a huge fan of that. Players have docked for the moment. We can see that the green player here, Flu, has a dock. Slam has a dock. They are on the same team. They're not going to be pressuring each other. Noboru's dock is on the far corner. Not a terrible spot to have your dock, but will be cut off from his teammates. So if there does come a water battle, it looks like Noboru will be on his own. Killer loves Alice. Fair enough, Sinkin. I'm a fan of Alice. I respect Alice's gameplay. But I do not love Alice. I don't know. Maybe I could if I Anyway, if the world was different, Bustos will have a dock up on the far side as well. So the two players here who have docked on Team 1 are on opposite sides of the map. Alice has docked the central island. Slam and Flu will have the corner, and I do not see a dock from Bilal. Where's Bilal's dock? Maybe he doesn't have a dock. Doesn't look like he does, so he will not be docked. So the water will be fair. Killer and Alice sitting in a tree. Oh, wow. Alice is also Asian, says Smarthy. Am I that easy to understand? Player 1's dock is up on the top corner, says Flu. Flu's actually going to be able to potentially... yeah, he should be able to wall in some of this area. He does have a villager here working her way around. Maybe a wall here would be nice. Can cut off some of the map. Alice, what did Alice end up doing with that rogue villager on the front? It doesn't look like a whole lot. That villager kind of walked around, got a little map reveal, but I don't see any walls. I wanted to see some walls. Yeah, so we work our way through a Nomad game. I'm going to speed this up a little since we probably won't see a whole lot of aggression in the dark age of Nomad. For the moment, villager counts are probably very similar. Noboru's a little bit behind, which is surprising considering the massive amount of sheep that he had. Actually, a bit of sheep stealing here from Flu. That's very nice. Going to send one villager forward and steal 3 sheep. Noboru had so many sheep, but for the moment, that is going to be 3 less that he has. He hasn't found a whole lot on the back. This is actually Bilal's sheep finding the sheep in the back. And look at this. It looks like Noboru will grab one of those sheep back, but in the end, Flu will have 2. So nice little play from Flu to starve Noboru of a little bit of food, slow down his feudal time just a little. And Flu's map, as we talked about earlier, was really the worst map for food out of the group. He does have some deer on the side, but his map wasn't so great. For food, Bustos on the other side has lured those 3 boars all the way from Kingdom Come, and they will be here, and he can grab that food from them. Should be a nice little uptime for him. Looked like a terrible food map for him, but in the end, the 3 boars will save him. Sounds like an Arab name, the way you say Bilal. Bilal, I like that, yeah. Is this meat Bilal? Yes, it is. Bilal taking deer on the back pretty aggressively. Huge deer patch there. Going to be a huge boost to his economy. Some pictures being exchanged in the chat. Noboru will have to go over to berries, which is not ideal, but hey, he lost a sheep. What are you going to do? Still work on the front. We see Flu sending a few villagers around. They're just going to drop another lumber camp on the back side. It looks like Bilal will have the first feudal time, which is actually kind of interesting. I thought for sure that Slam was going to be just fine with the triple boars on the side here, but he's going to be a little bit behind. Alice, we can see, does not have the resources to go up relatively soon. Bustos just now clicking up. Ooh, yes you can, Shinchi. Send me an email. I think my email is at the a little bit below the on the channel feed or whatever you call it. It's killer.baoc@gmail. Send me a picture. I'll add it to the group. Glad to have a photo of the Shinchi. It was for the overlay. Now you have to squeeze it in. Skywalker, do you have a picture of Skywalker? I don't think you do either. Send me another one. Get the pictures in here. Yeah. I think I'm going to make a second overlay. So we can have one overlay with with half of the pictures, and anybody else who wants to send more, we can do another overlay. Knights, says Flu. Interesting. So we may see some knights from Flu. Alice at the moment grabbing the fish on that central lake is going to be absolutely happy as a clam. Flu on the other side is fishing away as well. If we look at the total fishing ecos, we can see that Bilal has finally docked. Where's his dock? Where is that light blue dock? Oh yeah, he's over here. Okay, so Bilal and Bustos will be on the side together. That could be relatively safe if they get rushed down with fireships. Always got to look out for fireships. Salam and Flu will be in the middle. Noboru will be way on the corner, and Alice will be safe and happy as a clam in the middle because she is the only one docked in the center. I thought we'd have an overlay contest and compete for spots, says Skywalker. You are the weakest link. Stable coming for Flu, so we will see some knights, I suppose, eventually, but only in the feudal age for now. Let's look at resources real quick. Looks like Bustos can click up very soon. Flu can click up very soon. Noboru relatively soon. Everybody's going to be in castle pretty quickly except for Bilal. Bilal is in teal. Do we see aggression from this player already? Yes, we see scouts. We see a blacksmith. We may actually see some damage done here by the pocket, by the de facto pocket. No real pocket in a Nomad game, but if anybody was going to boom, I thought it would be Bilal. But in the end, it looks like Bilal will actually build the scouts and start to push. We do see Bustos as well. He has a stable here, kind of in no man's land. Let's see, what's Bustos' plan? Is that stable queued up? At least for the moment, it is not. Bustos will click the castle first. He will actually be there behind Flu. So Flu will be a castle first. Go Flu. Going to be streaming in some knights, I would assume. A Persian player. We'll see. We will see. Villagers working their way over here. Are they now going to be berry collectors for Bustos? I suppose they are. Yeah. So, two players, one player on each team going up. One player going aggression here is Bilal. Bilal will be running his scouts into Flu's eco. Can do a little harassment here, but in general, this whole area is relatively close to the TC, so he's going to run away with those. You can see that Flu is sending a scout out, maybe trying to get an idea of what's going on the map. Villagers v Scouts on the front. One villager going to go down there for Flu. Maybe another. Certainly another, I would think. Yep, another villager down. More villagers coming to get into the mix. Flu's villagers there should survive, I suppose. For the moment, one of those scouts on incredibly low HP could be picked off pretty easily. Another villager down, a couple pokes in from the spear, and in the end that scout rush is pretty much neutered. There will be 1.5 scouts there, and that should be something that can be repelled pretty easily if they come over to Slam. On the other side, we see Slam is palisaded in, has a nice little area with stone, gold, and a nice wood line. Let's see. Didn't know they were armored. Oh, I didn't know it either. Yeah, it looks like those are +1 scouts. So Flu having a little trouble taking down those armored scouts. For the moment, though, have fun with that, says Slam. Bilal's on me, says Flu. Only lost 2 or 3. So archery range coming on the front for Noboru. This could be the flank where we see a push for the moment. The other flank, although there is a little bit of a land bridge here, it is not going to be pushed on, at least for now. Alice finding some late game sheep over here. That can be a nice little boost to Alice's eco. Alice is being harassed slightly here, or, well, being harassed very unslightly. 2 scouts in on her. For the moment, going to lose a Vill there. Certainly, probably lose another. For the moment, she'll push this back. That'll be fine. Alice is okay. 3 scouts there, though, on the front with that +1 defense, and they are relatively beefy. Alice maybe going to get more villagers cornered there. A little bit of TC fire, though, in to help Alice. The scout of Bustos is in as well. That scout's taking some free arrow fire and will go down. So, decent bang for the buck for those scouts. Alice is up to castle, or will be up soon. Slam is castle. The only player who isn't is Bilal. Bilal has not clicked up at all. His scouts have come forward and done a nice job to harass. Thank you for the follow, yo-yo. Hope you enjoy the creepy voice. Meanwhile, we are going to see Flu's Knights relatively soon. At least that's what I'm thinking. Let's see. What is Dr. Flu up to? Flu will have 2 TCs or more. Not sure. Yep, 2 TCs. For the moment, that stable is not working at full blast. The Knights are already out. Those Knights are unupgraded for the moment, but they will work their way across the map to do some harassment. Killer Bee witnesses his lifelong idol being killed by a scout rush. Alice is going to be okay. Alice will make it. One nice thing about Alice's position is that she's not getting pushed on from this side. Soon enough, they can block away this center area. You can see Alice is going to drop a TC now. Maybe a few houses across here or something. I think Alice will be fine. For the moment, the player who's in a little bit of trouble is Slam. He's going to have some Cav Archers in defense against these Knights. Those Knights are not upgraded, so they could be chopped down relatively easily. Slam's going to have 6 Cav Archers. He should go in and get some free shots. I suppose he could do that. Continuing to reinforce. He's going to have the numbers here and the TC fire on those Knights. I think he's going to be fine. Grabbing the hill advantage, running his Cav Archers around to take as little damage as possible. But I think he's going to be alright versus just 3 Knights. Hey, what do I know? I'm not good at math. 2 Knights down, there goes the 3rd. So for the moment, Bustos' early aggression is going to be GG'd. Flu is going to be running across, denying a TC for the moment. You can see he grabbed a villager on that side from Bustos. He will grab another villager from Bustos. So Flu's Knights are in play, and they are incredibly effective so far. Denying a TC is important early in the Castle Age, and that's what he's been able to do. Bilal will eventually be up to Castle Age, and Slam is feeling froggy. He's saying X an enemy so I can send my Cav Archers over. Those are +2 damage for the moment and will be pretty beefy. Everybody's Xing everybody. Email sent, Killer B. All right. Looking forward to your photo. Shinchi. It looks like Noboru will have the Huns will be Huns as well. He's going to have Cav Archers in play also. His do not have any upgrades, so he's going to need a numbers advantage on Slam if he's going to take him on one-on-one. Slam's Cav Archers streaming across the map. Going to run into this eco. Ooh, are we going to see a conversion here? Probably, right? No. Unfortunately, no conversion there for Bustos. He will lose his monk, and he will not be able to finish his TC, at least for the moment. Oh, man. It looks like Flu will run off just in time for these villagers to try to run in and finish this TC. That's going to be a really nice TC location. First thing they're going to do is palisade up and wall this off with houses. That will hold for the moment. Meanwhile, Monk on the other side is going to die again for free from Bustos. Oh, boy. Interesting. So Bustos will get that TC up, which is really important. If that had been denied again, I would think he'd be in a lot of trouble. But in the end, it looks like Noboru will be countering the harassment of Slam with his own Cav Archer harassment. Slam's Cav Archers are going to be, wow, incredibly effective here against camels. Not the best unit to be fighting Cav Archers with, I suppose, but at least for the moment, he's going to push him back. On the front, we have a Mangonel in play from Flu. He's going to get a free shot in on these Cav Archers. Partial splash damage on them. A couple of them lowered on HP. Couple of Knights in play. The Camels v Cav Archers for the moment is going to go in the Camels' favor, and it will be just fine. So, for the moment, we have a bit of a stalemate. We do see Alice with some houses. Forward house aggression from Alice. But I hear some water action. Alice has snuck a dock out to the edge somewhere. Where's Alice's edge dock? Because this center area is blocked. Well, doesn't matter. For the moment, Alice has fire ships in play, and that is all that matters. She is starting to take over the area where both Bustos and who else? Bustos and Bilal were fishing over here, and now they are not. Flu, who's saying bye? See you, Flu. Flu's taken off. Thanks for being here, man. Good to see you. Yeah, so Flu, Dr. Flu, working his way into this match. The green player here is at the top of the score lead for the moment. Beautiful play from Flu. Has the Knights on the front. Double Mangonel. Going to work his way into Noboru's area. Noboru has those Cav Archers, though, waiting there now, +1. Slam is starting to clean up a little bit of the aggression from the teal player Bilal, and for the moment he will be hanging around in his own zone, sort of chilling like a villain on penicillin. Meanwhile, Alice will take down the dock here from Bustos and will have won most of the water. On the other side, we can see that Slam has taken out the water of the docks of Noboru as well. So Slam's team will control the water. Salty, going live while I'm in class. Yeah, Salty's here. Good to see you, buddy. Camels on the front are going to do a good job to grab these Mangonels. Going to get 2 of them for free and maybe a third. And here come the Cav Archers from Noboru. So good teamwork here from this Noboru's team. They're going to be just fine in pushing those Knights back. Going to grab this Ram for free whenever they feel like it. Alice is saying any army. Alice was trying to drop a forward TC, and in the end, that villager is going to get killed by the villager there of Bustos. Still fighting on the front from Noboru. And who else? Noboru and Bilal. Noboru is going to run right into Flu's Eco with all of those Cav Archers and at least do some harassment for the moment. What's going on? Salty! Salty is here. Why aren't you in high school? What? HS? Alright, what's going on here? We have Slam trying to run in again with Cav Archers. Those are now Bloodline with +2/+1. He is going to be pushed back by Knights and Camels from Bilal and Bustos. Going to be just fine there to push Slam away. Those ecos should be totally strong. At least for the moment, the villager counts. About 155 for Team 1, about 180 for Slam's team, so a little bit of a villager advantage for Slam's team. Also, they have a massive fishing advantage, but the military for the moment, the military that has the momentum is the Bustos and Bilal military here on the front. Also, Noboru's Cav archers are continuing to harass as well. So, it looks like the Team 1 here, the Fireship dudes, will be having a nice little push. For the moment, they are going to isolate Flu from his teammates and probably do a pretty good job to beat up that economy. Flu's defending with mangonels, should be okay in the long run, but man, we'll have to see. The loss of water for that team, for Noboru's team, is a really big deal. Market coming up there for Slam. Do we have a TC as well for Alice? Alice, for the moment, is going to have to give up on that late game douching that she was trying to do. That is not going to go down. Alice's fishing in the middle is about to finish off all of the fish on the map. We have more fire ships from Flu, so the water is definitely going to be won. Not going to be won back by Noboru's team anytime soon. Meanwhile, Cav archers versus camels on the front. Quite a few camels there. They are relatively arrow resistant since they have been upgraded, but not the best unit to fight Cav archers with, especially not on a hill. So we'll see a little bit of a stalemate there, but where there isn't a stalemate is on the front here for Flu. Flu is getting pincered by like all three players on the other team. Cav archers in play. We see knights running in and out at will with bloodlines and +2 defense. That seems like it's going to be a serious problem for Flu at the moment. Still has the most villagers on the map, but quite a few idols, one would assume. 15 idols that are hiding from this aggression. Slam's going to run in his Cav archers and start picking off some of those camels. Looks like Flu is headed out to the side to build a TC sort of in no man's land, so at least he can have one TC working. What's interesting here, though, is Alice has clicked up to Imperial first. Alice playing as Chinese, so we may see a little bit of aggression in the Imperial Age. Hopefully, Alice did a good job to win water. My favorite player in the game here right now. Gotta see what Alice does here soon. Meanwhile, camels and knights here on the front. A couple of monks as well to support them. Here come the Cav archers from Slam, doing a nice job to use that TC as a bit of a decoy. Grab a couple knights who ran in a bit too close. Armor upgrades coming for Slam. And that is about it. For the moment, the militaries. The military units are massively in favor of Noboru's team. I shouldn't say massively, but probably about 20 military units ahead. The villager advantage seems to be for Slam's team. So Slam's team with a little more eco, with a lot more fishing, but this military on the front is looking pretty nasty. A couple more rams would do Noboru pretty good here. He can start to knock on the front door of Flu. Look at the knights, though. Flu's got a few knights here ready to pop out and try to snipe. The problem is these Cav archers are balled up and are pretty nasty looking. +2 damage on those. Meanwhile, on the front, Slam is still cut off from helping his teammate. So very nice team play from Noboru's team. Alice is doing what Alice should do, I suppose, which is start to boom up. Going to send villagers across to drop a forward castle on her nearest opponent. Bustos, that will also be able to control this central little islet, or land bridge, I don't know what you call it. That's going to be a nice little castle from Alice. Meanwhile, the push on the front is strong. Hello, Schmalogan. Welcome, good to see you. Yeah, look at this. Nice teamwork here from the Fireship guys. Looks like they're going to be in really good shape, idling a lot of Flu's eco. Just one ram here for Noboru is starting to work its way through. 2 rams. I would like to see more. I'm sure he's building more as the time comes. Alice will be to Imperial very soon, though. Grabbing ballistics. Hopefully can turn this game for her team, or at least give it a chance. The anti-Ismith. Yeah. For the moment, Flu's going to pop those knights out, going to snipe the monks, I suppose, and try to grab these rams, but he's taking a lot of arrow fire there for free. He's actually going to run off before killing that ram, and he is just going to take tons and tons of damage. Really nice position there. Those rams were taking those stables down, popped those knights out before they were ready to go, and they're all going to pretty much have to run away, a few of them going down for free. Rams are still alive on the front for Noboru. Incredibly effective push, and his two teammates, Bilal and Bustos here, are still holding Slam away from Flu. That's very nice. Going to be a castle up on the front there from Bustos. Will do a good job to hold Slam away from rescuing his teammate. Yeah, I like this a lot. Very nice team play. Alice, on the other hand, you can swim across those little land bridges. My bad. Alice is going to have a castle on one side of the bridge, a castle on the other side of the bridge, and there are the Chu-Ko-Nu. Villagers working their way forward for Alice. Alice could be the one who turns this game for her team. Those villagers have enough stone to build a castle. They can drop one in offense. Yes, there will be a castle pressuring this TC and these stone gatherers. So, castle up on the front here for Alice will do a nice job. This TC is also going to be under Treb fire, which is beautiful. Flu on the other side is under a ton of pressure, but at least for the moment is alive. Slam has finally gotten into Flu's area to reinforce his knights. So there will be knights and cav archers there in defense. Thanks for the host, Milmano. Good to see that name in the chat. Give it up for Momano, folks. Thanks, dude. Yeah, big Nomad fight going on here. We are doing a quick Nomad game, then we're going to jump back into Mega Random. The Masters of Mega Random Round 2 games. For the moment, Slam is actually getting pretty cleaned up here. Noboru and Bilal doing a very nice job to keep Flu under pressure. Alice on the other side is trying to keep her team in the game by building a forward castle that will certainly take away this TC. That TC is going to be dead very soon, though. Thanks, Milmano. Somebody still has to explain to me what the Ming Li face is. I don't know what that means. Chu-Ko-Nu for Alice. Couple of Trebs in play as well. Is Alice building up more stone? Yes. Will have... Thank you. Excuse me, Milmano Bo. Very nice. Nice permutation on Milmano's name. The fight on the front, though, is real. Flu just losing a TC there in the middle. Slam doing a nice job to ball his cav archers up on the side. Those are still not heavy cav archers because Slam is Castle Age, but they are +2/+2 and Bloodline, so they're pretty beefy. Noboru and Bilal here still continuing to push on the front. The Rams are doing a nice job. They knocked down the entire front area for Flu, and now they have knocked down a TC. Continued fighting going on here. Continued battling on the front. Alice making a little bit of progress on the other side is going to treb down another TC from Bustos, knocking Bustos' score down quite a bit. Bustos overall has quite a few villagers, but will certainly be sad about losing this stone and probably eventually losing this gold on the front. Villagers coming forward to build bombard towers from Alice. Remove monks, says Flu. The monks are incredibly effective, I suppose, against Flu's knights. Slam and Flu are backing up, and they are trying to absorb this punch from Noboru and Bilal. But on the other side, we do see a nice little counter punch from Alice. Alice is dropping bombard towers. She's creeping forward with catapults, as the Chu-Ko-Nu in there as well. Look at this ballsy bombard tower on the front. And that will do a nice job to keep the pressure on this TC. So Alice is creeping in. The Chinese player here in yellow is going to slowly whittle down her opponent, which is Bustos. Bustos' eco is going to be incredibly annoyed, but for the moment, Bustos does have quite a few knights. Those are bloodlined with +2 defense, so he can run in at some point when he feels fit and maybe try to snipe these catapults. We'll see what he does. These trebs. Alice is so strong. Yeah, love me some Alice. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see Noboru and Bilal. Why do I keep forgetting Bilal's name every time? They're continuing to push on the eco of Flu, doing a really nice job to slow down Flu's buildup. You can see that this wood line is just absolutely over-chopped, and it looks like Flu is in the way of his own eco. The Rams continuing to work in. Here come those heavy camels from Bilal. Bilal is going to be fighting knights that are, well, you know, bloodline +1/+2. Imperial Age coming for Slam. Imperial Age coming as well for Bustos. So Bustos has taken a bit of a punch here on the side from Alice, but here come his knights. Those knights are going to deny this bombard tower, take a few villagers down for free. Killer is really confessing his love for Alice today. Yes, I think we all should. It's April what? April 18th, I think. April 19th. I think this should be Alice Day. Unfortunately, though, it does look like Alice's momentum is starting to be slowed down. The momentum on the front for Noboru and Bilal seems to still be intact. One thing, though, at the moment, those camels are fighting on their own. Alice to replace Lucy. Those camels on the front are actually going to go down pretty good trades there in the end. Flu and Slam able to really get a lot for not very much. Castle will be up on the front, and that can be incredibly crippling to the economy. Shinchi, yes. April 18th is Alice Day. Mark your calendars. I like that castle on the front. Not the greatest trades there for the moment. This aggression is starting to get pushed back a little, but that castle will probably be up in time. Slam with a whole crap load of Cav archers there, sending a little bit of resource to Alice to keep Alice rolling forward. I'm very surprised that these knights did not run in and snipe the Trebs here. And look at this. GG from Bustos. Oh, wow. What am I missing here? Bustos, Noboru, and Bilal will call GG. They had that castle coming up on the front of Flu. I just don't know. I think that the knights here are in a sufficient number to run in on these Trebs, and then what does Alice have left to do? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just a noob in the end, but wow. I'm a little bit confused about that. I think that there was still a little bit more fighting to be done. Does anyone know if Alice is just a username? They had no map control, says Shinchi. That's a fair point. They are all balled up in this side, and the fishing was absolutely incredibly in the favor of Slam, Flu, and Alice. They had 10 fishing ships each for the entire game, just working away, grabbing all the fish in the ocean. The score advantage was massive in their favor as well. So I suppose that's a good point. This wasn't really a knockout blow on the front for Noboru, and in the end, Noboru's team will lose this one.